All right, so we continue to celebrate Women's Month. We focus on the other hand and reflect on the stories of women. Female-run enterprises are steadily growing all over the world, contributing to household incomes and the growth of the national economies. Women's Month also aims to celebrate the strides and the milestones of female entrepreneurs. In particular, the alcohol industry has historically been male-dominated. However, the last 10 years have seen a change with women entering the creation and the production of new offerings. Taryn Pienaar, who heads up e-commerce of Dry Dog Liquor, joins me now live via Skype. Good afternoon to you, Taryn, and thank you so much for joining us here on the SABC News channel. So here we are having this channel and immense as doors. So people are thirsty out there.
Thank you so much for having me, Palesa. Yeah, it's been crazy, this lockdown.
Certainly has been. So let's just reflect on how, firstly, before we talk about women being entrepreneurs, let's just reflect on the lockdown and the effect it has had on your business or the business that you're heading.
So we basically became a banned product overnight. So it's been devastating. We have been lucky at Dry Dock because we've turned to e-commerce and we've launched our online store, which has been going really well. We've been driving traffic to the store through online virtual tastings and things like that. So it's going well for us, but devastating throughout the rest of the industry.
It certainly is devastating. So I remember at one point when the ban was lifted a few months ago, so you had an order from one individual worth 30,000 rand of alcohol.
Yes, yeah. People are stocking up. I think they were nervous for another lockdown, which has obviously happened, stocking up their cellars and getting ready.
All right, so let's talk some women business now. The alcohol industry has traditionally been male-dominated, as I said on my introduction. So how are women sort of redefining the business landscape?
Yeah, it's certainly been a male-dominated industry, but we've definitely started to see a bit of a cultural shift in that regard, with some amazing women popping up onto the scene, creating really great wine. We've got gin makers, wine makers, and people like Nsiki Bayela, who is one of the most respected women in the industry, and yeah, we've got some great people.
And what conversations are you having as women in this industry, more so during these difficult COVID-19 times? What are you saying? How are you sort of uplifting one another? As you said at the beginning that things are not looking all right with the ban on alcohol sale.
I think it's important for women to just keep growing their brands, working on their network, keeping themselves out there. Dry Dock has, like I mentioned earlier, been doing these virtual tastings online, so that people can join from their homes, just innovate and be open to these things, so that, people aren't able to go in to meet the winemaker at the stores these days. So we've been doing it online, and women just need to keep inspiring one another and doing what they do best, creating wonderful products.
And what role are women playing to keep this industry buoyant? There is a say that if you want something done, give it to a woman. Definitely.
I think that we are great organizers and we are great creators. So I think what Dry Dock has done, and we're working with a whole bunch of women in the industry, is just using our network to drive sales, to keep these winemakers and gin producers afloat. Our online store has a nice on our home page, we've got a whole spread on women at the moment, all the women in the industry. We're encouraging our customers to buy local, support the female entrepreneurs, hosting our tastings. We've got one on the 21st of August, which you're welcome to join, with Samantha from Lismore Wines, who is a great woman in the industry, single mother, two kids who lost her farm in a fire in December. And it's so important to just keep supporting these women and encouraging our customers to drive sales and to support them.
All right, so you always get a chance to interact and engage with this woman. From where you're sitting, do you think we have enough women representation in this alcohol industry, be it winemakers or gin makers or whatever? Are we represented sufficiently so?
Probably not in the bigger scheme of things, but I think we're getting there. I think that women are becoming more inspired and becoming more motivated and feeding off each other's motivation and inspiration. So I think we're on the right track and we're going places.
Mm-hmm. What advice would you give to women who would like to enter this alcohol industry? Is there enough money in the industry?
Well, this is quite a difficult time. Obviously now it's tough, but yes, I think if wine or gin is your passion, then 100% go for it and be creative and do what you love. Create a brand around the things that you love and keep supporting other women and just obviously be resilient. Times like these require a lot of resilience and hard work.
Yeah, I hear a lot of times you talk about, you emphasize on creativity, and I know that you've recently also introduced your drive-through services.
Yes, so we had to do what we could to survive and protect everyone, obviously, during this COVID virus. So what we did was we told customers, we sent them a notification when their order was ready for pickup, and they would literally drive by, read their order number to us, and our staff and ourselves would run to their car, pop it in with our PPE masks on. Drydock was really innovative on that front.
All right, Taryn, that's where we'll leave it for today. Thank you so much for coming through. All the best going forward, and happy Women's Month.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Happy Women's Month to you too.
Thank you so much indeed. Well, there you have it. Taryn Pienaar is the Director of E-commerce at Dry Dock Liquor, talking to us about women in the alcohol industry. A quick break.